Well, to all my subscribers and followers and friends, welcome back once again for the fourth video for today of the Maniacal S10. Here we have a TBI, or throttle body injection intake. It's aluminum, top of a 350. It's an LS motor. And here we have a vintage Weiand tunnel ram big block Chevy oval port. Now, for this video, I'm going to explain that heat from the motor, from the exhaust specifically, crosses over from one head to the other, in most cases, the way the intakes are designed, to warm up the fuel or gas, street pump gas, because the quicker the gas warms up, the quicker the motor warms up and you can take off. A lot of people start it and put it in gear and go. Not all great idea. Oil needs to warm up, the motor needs to warm up to function better. So here we go. Okay. Now heads up on this. For blocking off the heat intake crossover from the exhaust from one side of the motor to the other through the heads is not recommended or a good idea in cold weather. The motor struggles to warm the fuel up. So if you're really energetic and you want to change over and unblock it, great. If not, I don't suggest to do it. Leave it stock and just go on with it and let it do its thing. So here we go to explain this. Because the temperature on the average in the cylinder, especially for the V8, can reach up to 2,500 degrees. That's hot. So this helps cool it down some. The cooler you can get the motor to run within reason, the better it will perform. Now, the heat crossover. Now this is the way GM did with the TBI intake. This here is the heat transfer port. These two holes are for the EGR valve. That's just, they are what they are for the EGR valve. But this is the heat intake crossover port. GM decided to cast it closed. Now back in the day, 60s and 70s, and up into maybe the 80s, they didn't cast this closed, but they did this one. This is off of an 89 four-wheel drive. My 89 S10 has it blocked off from the casting. Mine's a 4.3, the 262 V6, or the 3/4 wannabe, whichever you choose. So it goes into here, which is on the right bank or driver's side. Left bank or passenger side, it's blocked off. But on my truck, because I want to drive it in the warm weather, I blocked mine with 18 gauge and cut it to fit and packed this full of non-burnable material or flame retardant material, so it'll get warm but it won't burn. And this drops the temp to 40 Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. If you could drop the 104 degrees Fahrenheit versus the 40 degrees Celsius, you could drop that much temperature in the cylinder pressure, or temperature, sorry about that. So that's what I do. These two ports, each side is the intake ports. I don't do anything with these on intake like this. But this bulge you see right here comes from the water outlet. When the thermostat goes right here, and that bulge I just told you about starts right here and comes out back here to go into your heater core for heat for the vehicle. That's what that's for. Now for blocking this off, it's pretty much for street running or drag racing to help keep it cool. Now we're going over to the tunnel ram. I port matched it. That's what the blue paint's for. And this tunnel ram is a Weiand intake, dual 4-barrel. I've got two 660 center square Holleys to go on it when I get that far. But the power range is from 2500 to 7900 from 396 to a 454, depending on what you want to put it on. But now for drag racing, as I mentioned, the heat crossover right here, as you see the black rectangle, this is more, well, a little bit of the rectangle, is cast closed. This is strictly drag racing, period. Now, all this open valley under the tunnel ram will be blocked off in the valley of the motor, which I'll do another video on that later on. It'll be sometime down the road for that. But there will be no hot oil get up in here at all. Because the cooler this aluminum can run and it dissipates heat good, the cooler the gas, the more condensed, it packs a more bigger punch in the cylinder for compression for your power stroke.